Welcome. Welcome. Now, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say how good it is to see Mrs. Fisher back with us once again, fully recovered, I hope, after the terrible events of last Sunday. Now, there are two things this morning. First, it's the church roof fund, yes, which currently stands at, Mr. Prescott. Thank you. £3, 11 shillings and sixpence. Well, it's a start. Next, I'm sure nobody needs reminding that Helmstead will welcome a party of young evacuees later on this afternoon. I had hoped we wouldn't see this day again, but I'm sure you'll all open your hearts and your homes to these poor little mates, torn by the misfortune of war from the bosom of their families. Once again, Mrs. Gulliver will be assuming the role of billeting officer, and a special vote of thanks to the Ganderton sisters for heading up the Evacuee committee, sterling work ladies.
There's a complimentary bottle of lice treatment. One with every child.
Good day to you, Esther. Magnificent. I was just admiring your mother's brooch. How are you, young man? Eyes any better? Shame.
Come on, love.
Anything I can do, Esther, you know where I am.
Well, I hope you'll be a regular, Mr. Gillespie. I'm sadly short of tenors.
Afraid not. Business takes me home.
Oh. And Chicago's gain is our loss.
You're leaving?
The company doesn't run itself, and there's nothing for me in Helmstead.
Then I take it you've made no progress. I did warn you.
I've got 1 week left. A deal isn't over till all the cards are played.
Tempt you in?
It's too late to turn me into an honest woman.
Shame. You missed some fine singing.
No, I heard it from out here. They were flat. And whoever was responsible for them harmonies should have been strangled at birth.
Talking of harmonies, condo overbooking. I put a few new numbers in, you know, stop the repertoire going stale. Vera Lynn, Andrew's sisters, all the modern stuff. No perfect by Saturday, mind, else the refunds come out to your cut.
Make that Friday. I'm off to London Saturday night. All above board. 24-hour pass and Lady La-di-da and everything.
Friday. We'll need some more rehearsals then.
Speak for yourself. See you around, Vic.
24-hour pass? You've only been here 5 minutes.
Compassionate leave. Me mother's sick.
I thought you were an orphan.
And she's sicker than I thought.
Hey, passionate leave more like. With a certain married gentleman,
Good afternoon.
Fine day.
Something wrong?
Darn right. You're smiling.
The British and the Americans are allies. I feel I've been neglecting the hospitality befitting that relationship.
In that case, we never did take that walk. Chicago sleeps on a Sunday. I have all day.
Which is something I don't.
Always duty before pleasure with Sis.
What is it today?
Spitfire Fund? Jam judging? Laying hands on the sick?
Evacuee billeting. We could always use an extra pair of hands.
Well, I would. But if you're unable to entertain our guests, then one of us has to fly the flag. Gloriously free, all day.
Right then. Her ladyship has promised the Ganderton sisters a volunteer to help with the billeting. So,
Don't look at me.
Connie it is, then.
Why can't St Joyce do it? It's Parish Street.
The inquiry's today.
What's to inquire? It's a dead Jerry. I thought the whole point of this war was to kill as many of them as possible. You ain't worried?
It's just a formality.
You just tell them what happened, it'll be fine.
But you can't remember what happened. Shell shock, ain't it?
It was self-defence. That's all they need to know.
Exactly.
Chin up, Chan. I'm sure they're all nice people.
How many can I put you down for, Telly?
One. Big enough to do digging, if I must.
No, Telly. You all have to do our bit.
Quite. Don't want any bedwetters this time. Or Roman Catholics.
Oi, they're cockneys, not animals.
Of course not. They're just like real children.
Yes, this inquiry is to establish the facts leading to the shooting of Oberleutnant Ulrich Kettmeiler 8 days ago. It must have been very upsetting.
I don't remember much after the crash.
Well, don't worry. If it doesn't come back to you, I'm sure we can fill in the gaps.
That's it, dears. Keep moving. Round and round, children.
No, wait! Please, mister! No! Promise me, Mum! Please! Please, mister!
I've had enough of this.
Disgrace.
The cart crashed. Then what happened?
The gun was on the ground. We both went for it, but I got to it first.
Then?
I pointed it at him.
You're afraid?
I was angry.
Fear of your life?
I hated him.
He was the enemy.
Came towards me.
He lunged towards you.
No, not
And then you fired the gun in self-defense.
I don't remember.
I think we've heard all we need.
He wasn't armed.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I had a gun and he didn't, so how could it have been self-defense?
He was a Kampfflieger. A trained killing machine against a slip of a girl. I think his physical presence would have been weapon enough.
What's going to happen to me?
If it were up to me, I'd give you a medal. You're a very brave young woman, a credit to your country.
But he didn't...
Goodbye, Mrs. Fisher. And thank you.
Don't even think about it.
I wasn't stealing, miss.
Oh, miss? Aren't we brung up polite? Where are you from?
Bo, my mum taught me to say please and thank you and that sir and miss are never amiss.
Sounds like a sensible lady. Well, how should I tell you?
Be a big boy. Don't cry.
Yeah. Well, big boys don't cry. Miss Connie Carter of Stepney. That makes us neighbours. Wish she was there right now. Still, adventure, ain't it? What have you been up to?
Digging mainly.
Go on then, have it. Ain't they feeding you? Treating you all right?
He's in the yard. I was looking for you. War souvenir. Thought you might be able to use it.
What for?
Target practice before you go.
I'm a good shot.
You're not aiming at rabbits, and he won't be running away. He'll be coming right at you. What you need to know? You going to sneak off without telling her?
No.
You've got a week left.
And I don't want to ruin it.
Then make most of the time you got left. heavier, doesn't it? Right. Pull cocky back. It's got a hair trigger now.
Hey! all tickety-boo?
Yeah, me and the specialist, we got it all sorted, didn't we?
I'm having an operation.
Hey, smashing. Stick those in the loft for us, will you? And when you finish that, there's some toffee carrots in the larder.
Thanks.
£40 guineas. Soon. Or he'll go... It'll be too late. Or rather, it won't be, because I will find that money.
I'm sorry, Billy lost the fight.
I know. But I'll find a way. There's always a way.
Are you following me?
Can we talk?
You heard what my husband said.
He's all I have left. Can you blame me for trying?
I've nothing else to say to you, Mr. Gillespie.
I do. A minute, please.
1 minute.
He's my heir, my flesh and blood.
It's my flesh and blood. Do you ever think I'd let him go?
I know that now. A fool to think otherwise. Come with him.
To Chicago?
For all his faults, Carl had great taste in women. The kid needs his mother. You'd be an asset.
An asset?
You wouldn't be Mrs. Finch anymore. You'd be the mother of William Gillespie, and where I come from, that makes you a someone.
I am a someone, here. You've got nerve.
Offering him a better life? In time, everything I own, which is more than you can imagine. It's his birthright, and you want to deny him that?
I have a husband, and William has a father.
Think about it. That's all I ask. Come with me. I'll lay the world at your feet.
There is always a way.
Should have time for one more rehearsal before Friday.
Poor little beggars. Caught that one afternoon grab earlier. 10 bob to a whiskey out didn't fit properly.
They're safe. And happy. It's a shame more families aren't prepared to make the sacrifice.
Oh, well, maybe they'd rather face the blinking bombs than live in the country.
Well, this is me. You should venture in sometime. It's the finest medieval church in the county.
I've heard rumours about the size of your organ.
Yeah. It's a Nicholson and Cole Malvern Worcester. Manual double 16-inch pipes.
You don't say.
You should hear it when I pull all the stops out. Literally and metaphorically. Maybe you could stop by on Sunday. My sermons bring the house down, even if I do say so myself.
Don't you get it? He doesn't want the likes of me.
I think he has room in his heart for everyone.
Wait! Leave him alone! Oi, leave him alone! Oh, what do you mean you're playing at, you great lump? Evacuee committee? Good. Because that kid billeted with, what's his name, that Tully, it's not on.
Chic. These children are lucky the likes of us are willing to take them in.
His mum sends him to safety and he ends up with a local Lala. It ain't right.
Who is this person?
Lala?
I regret to say she's one of my Landgirls.
Miss Connie Carter.
Miss? Nothing better than the town tramp, hanging around in pubs, flashing her wares. Dropping her drawers for a stick of GI gum.
Jealous? Because can't imagine the last time you lot dropped your drawers for anyone.
Oh, Maisie, smelling salts.
Well, you can't see what's happening right under them fat noses. No good'll come of it.
No good'll come of you, loathsome Jezebel. You're a bad lot, Connie Carter. Now take yourself off before I call the police.
Their intentions are good.
You heard her, don't you know how to steer clear?
You're not a bad person. I think you see the worst in others because you can't see the good in yourself.
And you can stay away from our vicar as well. Does he know you're sloping off to London for a weekend of adulterous fornication? You're a disgrace.
Yeah, right. Joan of Flaming Arc, that's me. And what are you gulping at?
We better get back. I've been wondering where we've got to.
Let them wander. 5 more minutes. I want to stay here forever.
Crash the farm. You've changed your tune.
Yeah, well, I've realised I don't care where I am. As long as I'm with you.
There's something... Ladies first.
Saw Jack Gillespie today.
What did he want?
He asked me to go to Chicago with William. He said I'd be a grand lady, with the entire world at my feet.
What did you say?
What do you think I said?
I thought you wanted to see the world. If you went with Gillespie, you could.
I don't want to see the world without you. Anyway, what did you want to tell me?
You count them out, you count them back. I'm holding you personally responsible for every darn one.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Morning. Beautiful. Albeit kind of prickly. Every darn one, fella. You want a job doing? Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. Mr. Gillespie, I wonder if you'd like to join me for dinner tonight.
You wonder right.
Shall we say 7:30 sharp?
One proviso. Can we drop the mister? If we're going to be dinner companions, surely by now you can call me Jack.
7:30. Jack.
I look forward to it. Ellen.
Goody! Can we dress for dinner? I do love dressing up, and we never get the chance these days.
You won't be there. One of us has to show our face at the Parish Council meeting to discuss the fete.
And why can't you?
Because I already do everything else. And because, since you seem bent on staying, it's time you weren't your keep.
Hold up, mate. What's the hurry? No, what's going on? Right, that's it.
There we are, sir. Now, sir, what can I do for you?
Hey, what do you think you're playing at? You think nobody would notice that kid you've got is covered in bruises? And what are you feeding him on? Fresh air? He's half starved. Double rations for you, I bet.
Fat 4 ounces, sugar 12 ounces, meat 6 ounces, tea 2 ounces, bacon 3.5 ounces, eggs 2.
What?
Come here.
Stop it right there, mister!
Sugar 12 ounces.
Lay one
meat 6
finger on
ounces,
me, my fella will have you
tea 2
carved up
ounces,
like a side of
bacon
beef!
3.5 ounces, eggs
What are you
2.
blaming on about?
There. You see? His fair share, my fair share. Fat 4 ounces, sugar 12
All right,
ounces.
get it! So how come he looks like he hasn't a decent meal in days, then?
Well, he don't eat it. He hides it away when he thinks I'm not looking. I saw you! I see you!
Well, how'd you explain these, then?
Now to do with me.
Well?
Wriggle your way out of this. And to think I believed in all your lies and subterfuge.
Mrs. Culver, listen.
Oh, don't bother. Once that inventory is returned to the relevant authorities, you're finished, Frederick Finch.
No, wait. I can explain.
Oh, this should be good.
See, the thing is about Carrot Whiskey, and it's like this, see?
Church roof.
Church roof?
Church roof?
Church roof. Finch was struck by the vicar's plight, and that whiskey was burning a hole in his conscience. Well, we don't often see eye to eye, but in this case... Well, it's not black marketeering. More like fundraising.
Yes, God's fundraising.
What makes you think I should believe you, of all people?
Think of me what you will. Dennis Tucker is no liar. And no friend of Frederick Finch.
Look, I'm only a few shillings short of what? 10...
20?
20 guineas.
Oh. And the lead is so expensive. Well, I can't say I approve of the means, but the motive's sound. Make sure you bring me the full proceeds tomorrow in church.
And in return, my inventory...
See you tomorrow.
Your sister. My mum made me swear on her life I'll not get separated from her. I couldn't stop her. She's only 4, miss. She's hungry.
What about them bruises?
They called me taking her an egg. They said I nicked it from her and I was a bad boy and need to be punished.
Who are these people?
Little more ochre, dear. I think it does. Oh dear. Are you here to complain about your evacuee again?
No, I'm here to complain about another one. Pam Price.
Does that ring any bells, dear? Not a one, dear. Do you know where she's billeted?
Here, you daft bats, you've got her.
Oh, she means Sarah.
My name's Pam.
It's such a sweet thing. We thought Sarah suited her better. A much prettier name. Our mamma was called Sarah.
I want to see my sister.
Well, that's not possible at the moment. She's being disciplined. Another, 26 minutes to go. 28 by me.
Oh. Where is she?
It's about Martin, my son. He had an accident and he could go blind. He has to have an operation.
Sorry. More occupied than France.
Excuse us.
Cocktails on the terrace. I'm sorry to hear that.
I need to borrow 40 guineas.
Can't your family help?
It would be a loan and I would pay it back with interest.
That isn't possible. If I make an exception for one, I'd have to make an exception for all. Hawksley is an agricultural estate, not a bank.
I understand.
I'm sure you'll think of something.
I will. Thank you.
Come on, sweetheart.
You'll start raving mad, both of you.
But what a palaver about nothing. The child is willful and naughty and needs disciplining, that's all.
And she cries rather a lot.
We had no idea she'd be so noisy.
You can't just go around starving and beating and locking up kids. It ain't right.
Never did us any harm.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, it did me.
Oh. There's no need to get emotional.
About an evacuee.
I ain't letting you get away with this.
1, 2, 4! Six inches out. You winged him. In the wrong arm!
I'm a dead man.
You jerked at the trigger. Pulled the sights off target. Again.
How will she cope? I've nothing to leave except half a share of debt.
She'll manage, if it happens. Right. Tighten the wrist. Solid grip.
Stuck here. A widow with a baby. Her life over before it's even started.
Men fight, women wait. Neither has a choice. Right, focus. On the front sight.
B has a choice. Gillespie wants her to go to Chicago with William. She'd see the world. Everything she ever dreamed. Or she can stay here, end up like Joyce.
Irrelevance. That girl will never leave. I've seen the way she looks at you. What you gonna do? Drive her away? Focus. The bullet will lie behind it. 1, 2, 5!
We never have in all our lives.
Never been so insulted.
Now, put a sock in it.
They burst into our house and snatched our evacuee.
Yeah, out of the coal hole. And he's no better off than the local crazy.
Dare you march in here accusing upstanding members of the community?
We bought her a new frock.
And we're knitting her a tippet for the winter.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Please, please. If we all speak one at a time, I'm sure we can get this sorted out in a tick. Now, Mrs. Gulliver is head of billeting. Perhaps you'd like to go first.
Bit of old-fashioned discipline never did anyone any harm.
Well, you reckon? Well, are you going to do something? Well...
I don't think anyone here really believes the ladies had anything other than the child's best interest at heart.
Hear, hear.
However, given their age and Miss Gwen's lumbago, I do worry a child this small might be a little too bouncy.
She is rather noisy.
Exactly, Mrs. Gulliver.
I'll see if Vera Clam can squeeze another one in. She won't be happy about it, mind. Though an extra 15 shillings would be very welcome in that household.
I think that would be for the best.
Call yourself a man of God? Is that the best you can do?
Soap's rationed in Blighty. Doesn't do to leave it lying around. Need a hand?
Darn thing. I never could get the hang of this.
How have you managed to survive this long without being able to tie your own tie?
I usually find someone to do it for me.
My sister wouldn't.
Wouldn't?
Tie it for you. She wouldn't give the time of day to a man who doesn't know how to dress himself like a gentleman. But she is Lady Ellen Hoxley, whereas you are no more than a crude opportunist. Her words, not mine. Why waste all that energy? It could be better channeled elsewhere.
think somebody had died.
What do you want?
Found it in Fletcher's Hollow. It was at Jerry's. You should hand it in. It's nothing much, just some photos.
Is that him?
That poor woman.
She's German.
No different to me. Just waiting, praying, hope dying. Oh. Clem, his hands up, didn't he? He was there, weren't you?
Don't be daft. Yes.
Tell me what happened.
It was self-defence.
No, he was surrendering. Tell me.
He was on his feet. He could have disarmed you. Don't be a fool, woman. You're a heroine and a patriot. And thanks to you, you've got one less murdering Luftwaffe to worry about.
Seconded.
And I hope John hasn't met a German woman as brave as me.
Daisy! Don't let him take her. Promise me, Mum.
What do you call this? Out of the frying pan into the fire?
Mrs. Clam's a good woman.
She looks like Lizzie Bolden's grandma.
You said you'd help. Please, miss, please.
Sorry, kid.
You promised.
I did my best, champ. Got a train to catch. Maybe you should be getting home. Back. I'll drop by next week. See you okay?
So you're going to London?
Yeah. Something to say about it?
Have a nice time.
You seen Connie?
Yeah. She's gone AWOL on her high horse about some evacuee billeted with Tully.
Tully? Poor kid. We'd never let William go, even if it were raining buns.
Never?
Never.
If it was for his own good?
Meaning?
Maybe he'd be better off in Chicago.
I told you, it's out of the question.
He'd be away from all this. A life most kids dream about.
What are you saying?
I'm saying... maybe he'd be better off with his own family.
They aren't his family.
They are, Pete. He's a Gillespie. Sometimes, when I look at him, I see Cal's face.
But all this time you said he was like your own.
Yeah, I thought it'd go away. Then he turned up, and it's never gonna go away.
He's leaving.
Do you think a man like that will give up? He'll be back. He will never give up, and we can never move on.
You're late for the parish council meeting.
Oops.
Sit down. Didn't I get you anything?
Alcohol.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, 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 rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Bang, 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 bang goes the farmer's gun. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Have you been avoiding me?
Never.
Good. Because I have something for you. And I believe you have something for me. I'm waiting.
No.
No?
That money's for Esther, for Martin's operation.
Are you sure about that?
You do your worst. But I tell you this. If God would rather put lead on his church roof than save that little kid from going blind, you can keep your church going and your do-gooder and your so-called Christian charity. Because I'll have nothing to do with it. Good day to you, Mrs. Gulliver.
Wait. Frederick. Take it.
Why?
I think God understands we sometimes do the wrong things for the right reasons.
Have you got enough?
Not quite. But, I'll get the rest.
Hey.
Sorry for bursting in. Just taking him home on the next train.
No, I'm glad. Did you have a nice leave?
Not flaming lightly. Spent the entire time looking for her.
The entire time? Really?
Really? Good thing I was staying with my cousin Nellie. She's nosy as Parker in Whitechapel.
Cousin Nellie?
Said, didn't I? Lucky as it happens. Turns out Rita's house got bombed. It's only down to Nellie's nosy and that I found her.
Cousin Nellie. Cousin Flaming Nellie. You're a good person, Connie Carter. You're a good, beautiful person. You know that?
Ain't so bad yourself. See you around, Vic.
You're a county champion. Never forget it.
Have you finished, honey? I'm welling up here.
You'll be good now. Make me proud.
Always a pleasure, Finch.
Go on. Go on.
Oh, ta-da!
Where did you get this?
Let's just say that's between me and Gladys Gulliver. There. You let it all out.